In a competition usually painted in shades of snow white and icy blue, a splash of tropical green and yellow suddenly appeared. Lucas Pinheiro Braathen's journey at the Winter Olympics felt less like a routine sporting entry and more like a modern fairy tale carved into ice. Born in Norway to a Brazilian mother, Braathen grew up inside the heartland of alpine skiing, a sport dominated by European mountain nations. Yet when he chose to compete for Brazil, a country better known for football pitches and beaches than downhill slopes, he shifted the narrative from predictable to poetic. It was not merely a change of flag, it was a declaration of identity, heritage, and possibility. Brazil's presence in winter sports has historically been minimal. The nation's climate offers little natural snow, and its sporting culture has long revolved around summer disciplines. Seeing a Brazilian athlete glide down Olympic slopes therefore carried symbolic weight. It represented globalization in motion, where talent is no longer boxed in by geography. Braathen's performances were watched with a mix of curiosity and admiration. Spectators saw not just technical skill, but the story behind the skis, a dual-heritage athlete bridging continents, turning icy mountains into a stage for cultural fusion. Every turn down the course felt like a sentence in a larger narrative about belonging. Whether or not podium finishes arrived, the significance of Braathen's participation stretched beyond medals. He became a reference point for young athletes in countries without winter traditions, proving that sporting dreams do not require matching weather forecasts. His presence challenged the invisible borders that often separate winter nations from the rest of the world. What made the story feel like a fairy tale was its contrast. Brazil, synonymous with samba rhythms and sunlit stadiums, suddenly echoed in the quiet crunch of alpine snow. It was an unexpected harmony, like hearing carnival drums inside a frozen cathedral. The narrative reminded audiences that sport is not only about results but also about representation and imagination. Braathen's Olympic chapter added a new page to Brazil's sporting identity. Even a single athlete can widen a country's horizons, inspiring federations to invest, children to dream, and fans to look beyond traditional boundaries. His journey suggested that the Winter Olympics are not exclusively for nations wrapped in snow, but for anyone bold enough to step onto the ice and write their own script. In the end, the Brazilian fairy tale was not just about skiing down a mountain. It was about climbing beyond expectations and leaving colorful tracks on a landscape that once seemed reserved for others.